Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? And welcome to another session of our live. I'm excited to be with you today. I'm listening to one of my favorite songs, and to just kick off here, what do you do when you feel discouraged? What do you do when you feel lonely? What do you do when you feel like you can't take the next step? What do you do? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you do? As you can see from me, I like to listen and to dance to my favorite songs. I like to do a couple of things as well, but I would like to hear from you first. So let's start this again. So hello everybody and welcome to Rising Above the Average. I'm your girl, Alun da Silva, and it is yet another joy and very grateful opportunity to be here with you again on our series Rising Above the Average. And why do we do that? You might ask, if you're new here, why do we do that? Why do we do this every Saturday? We do this because I believe that you are not meant to do life alone. I truly believe that when you have a supportive community, you have a group of people, like-minded people that support you, and they share their own experience, how they are going through their own life challenges as well as their own joys. It could help you and inspire you as well to hang in there no matter what, right? And we're going to talk about that today. So today I titled this, Why Entrepreneurs Get Discouraged on the Path. That's what we're going to talk about. And if you're an entrepreneur just like me, there are times, and you know it happens, there are times where you really get discouraged. You feel like all the walls are closing down on you, and I've got news for you. There is a way to go through that. And I always like to say that if you're going through hell, continue going, because why would you want to stop in hell anyway? Well, everybody, welcome to this session. And before we kickstart what we're going to talk about today, I always like to start with, what have you learned this week? As I always say, I actually believe in continuous learning. I believe that life happened for us and not to us, and that no matter how hard, how challenging, no matter what we go through, it is for our own benefit. We can come out stronger, better, and nicer. Yeah, we can, right? So what did you learn this week? I think it's very important to cultivate, to cultivate self-awareness in our lives. It's very important to cultivate self-awareness in our lives. And the reason why I always like to ask this question at the beginning of our life is that if I help you to become aware of what you've learned this week, you will be able to grasp it. You have a better chance to grasp it and then to make it yours. Right? Because sometimes life is teaching us things, but we are so busy and so out there, so not registering stuff and so thinking about everything, that we don't take a minute to be in the moment to grasp what life is teaching us and what she is giving us. Because I believe that every moment life is giving us a gift. And if we can stand still just a second or two and take a breath and tune into our inner self, our heart, and say, yes, life, what are you teaching me today? What are you teaching me right now? I'm open and willing to receive. If we can just do that at every moment of our life, or just a couple of times during the week, I believe that we will grow faster, right, and achieve what we'd like to achieve deeper and quicker. And I think most important of all is that we would know ourselves better, right? I think the greatest misfortune is when you've lived so long on this earth. You've lived 20 years, 50 years, 60, 70 years, and still don't know who you are. And you still don't know what is the deepest part of you, your desires, your aspirations. You still don't know. You're still living here confused. And that's why we are doing this. So that just by sharing our experiences together, and remember, this is not a monologue, this is a dialogue, and we sharing our experiences together, maybe it could give clarity. Maybe it could just inspire someone else to know who they really are, right? So what did you learn this week? Tell yourself, even if you don't write in the chat box, even if you don't share it, even if you don't share with me, even if you don't tell anybody, but tell yourself, ask yourself, what did I learn this week? What did you learn this week? What did I learn this week? Oh my God. This week, it was a heck of a week. It was really a heck of a week. I learned the importance of doing it with fear. I would say doing it despite the fear. I learned the importance of taking every step forward, even and despite the fear. Even when you feel afraid, even when you feel confused, but you just know that you have to take the next step. You know the direction of your, I would say, you know where you want to be, you know your desires, and it's hard sometimes to take the next step. But even with that fear, despite that fear, you still take that step no matter what. And we're going to talk about that today. How can you take the next step in your life, in your business, in any aspect of your life that you want to improve in your career, perchance? As you all know, I like to share the things that I myself am going through, and the things that I myself am doing. Right, the experiences I'm doing, I like to share from my own experiences and the things that I have done that have created great results in my life. And hopefully, just hopefully, it's going to help, some of you to navigate through everything you're going through. And remember, life is happening for you and not to you. And you're not meant to do life alone. Find a group of people that you resonate with. Find a group of people that can share your life with you, that can help you in your life. And life will be a different song that you'll be singing. Trust me, the best things in life, one of the best things is to have the right people around you, no matter what. One of the best things. It's true. Well, today, let's talk about why entrepreneurs get discouraged on the path, right? And I'm going to share with you 5 tips on why entrepreneurs get discouraged on the path. And tip number 1 is they don't have strong enough why. The why is not clear. So what do I mean by why? You know what? We human beings, we will do more. We will do more when we are clear on what or where we want to go, right? It is hard for you to stay committed when you don't know where you want to go, right? If you say, oh, I want to go to Paris, then you just happen to be on a boat, right? Or let's say you say you want to go to Paris. So if you want to go to Paris, now you've determined what your outcome is, where you want to be. Then it's going to kind of pre-frame all the research you're going to do. So you're going to find either the train ticket to Paris, the flight ticket to Paris, or even however you want to get to Paris. But now you know where to start your research from. So understanding your why and getting clarity on your why is so important, because that will determine the other steps you have to take to be able to get where you want to go. So always start from the outcome. Many entrepreneurs get discouraged on the path because they don't know their outcome. They don't know where they want to be in the next 1 year, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years. They don't know what is their ultimate vision, what is their ultimate dream, what is it that they really want to accomplish. They don't know their why, right? And take notes today. Get clarity on your why. Why do you want to achieve whatever you want to achieve? Why are you doing whatever you're doing? Why? What is the reason why? And if you don't know, get clear on that. And moving on, why entrepreneurs get discouraged in that path. The second tip I'm going to share with you is they are doing it just for themselves. They don't have a greater purpose. You know what? We human beings, we are going to do more for other people than we're going to do for ourselves. We are, for example, does it happen to you that sometimes you just don't want to do anything? And then it happens that, your friend says that she's coming to meet you, and quickly you just organize your room, organize your house, cook something or order something. Just make sure things are, there's food and the environment is nice for when your friend comes. Meanwhile, when you're by yourself, you didn't mind, you didn't want to do anything. And if you're someone like me, yes, I like to make people feel comfortable when they're around me. And many times we human beings are going to do more for other people than we're going to do for ourselves, right? So having a strong enough why coupled with doing it for a greater purpose, right? And not just for me. Many times we go into business or we go into different areas of our life just thinking about me, and me, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I actually believe that when you're doing things for your family, right, you want to improve the lifestyle, you're doing it for your community, for people around you, you want people to be better, you're doing it for the homeless, right, you want to be the voice of the voiceless. I believe that when we have those kind of motivation, purpose, we tend to do more for other people than we do for ourselves, and that motivation tends to kind of pull us through in the tough times, so that whenever we feel discouraged, we feel like we're not doing this for ourselves, we feel like our parents don't need us, our family need us, our friends don't need us, we feel like if we don't do it, what will happen to that poor little girl that doesn't have anybody to stand for her? What will happen to that poor little boy that doesn't have a voice to stand for himself? What will happen to them if we don't step up? So, tip number 2, why entrepreneurs get discouraged on the path. We said they're doing it just for themselves. They don't have a greater purpose. Now, I'm going to tip number 3. They don't have or have not found a way to acquire skills and capabilities. This is so important because intention without execution is useless. Right? You don't attain results just by wishing and thinking. You've got to do stuff to attain results anyway on this planet, right? So I think many people get discouraged because they have not acquired the necessary skills and capability that they need in that particular field. Whether you want to grow in your career, you need some particular skills and capabilities. You want to grow your relationship, you need to know how to nurture relationships. And whether you want to grow your business, you need to know how to grow a business. You need to know how to relate with people, how to handle your collaborators and partners. You need to know all of these things. You need to know how to read spreadsheets. Yes, you need to know how to understand finances and how to plan, how to do administration. You need to know all of these things. And in as much as you don't have to handle all of the aspects, but if you want to start a business, you have to have an understanding of how those things happen. And at the beginning, you might have to handle it yourself, or at least understand how it is handled, because you can't put your business in someone else's hand. It is your business, or it is your goal, and you have to understand. So many times entrepreneurs they do get discouraged because they have not acquired the skills that they need. And this is so important because I'm going to share 3 skills you need in your business. So that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk to those who, I'm talking to entrepreneurs anyway, and those who want to start a business or they're already starting a business. I will share 3 skills you need in your business. Number 1, you need a compelling and value-adding content. It's so important. You need to find a way to add, and to provide compelling and value-added content to your community, to the people, to your clients, to the people that receive your services. Very important. Number 2, you need to understand lead generation systems. You need to understand how to capture the attention of someone, lead them step by step, and for them to see you as the expert, for them to see you as a trusted, source and resource for them to come to whenever they need it. It's very important. You need to understand lead generation system. And thirdly, you need to understand how to nurture your leads. So lead nurturing skills. You've got to get lead nurturing skills. How do you nurture your community and your client? And I'm going to give you a bonus one here. You also have to have the ability to be authentic, to be you. And I know that this day and age, we are all, me included, we are all affected by the imposter syndrome. Oh yes, I'm calling myself out right here. I had that, right? The imposter syndrome. But you know what? The only way, anyway, I won't say the only thing. One effective way that I have found that I used in my life to overcome the imposter syndrome is to do it anyway. Whether you're imposting, whether you're mimicking someone or you're imposing someone, just do it. Because while you're doing it, you're going to find yourself. You're going to find your own voice, right? So we're talking about why entrepreneurs get discouraged, and I'm sharing that they don't acquire the skills and the capabilities that they need. And under that, I'm sharing three, I would say four, because I give you a bonus one, 4 skills that you need in your business. So moving on to why entrepreneurs get discouraged on a path, I'm going to give you tip number 4 is they don't have a coach or someone to direct them on a path when it seems confusing. Yes. And I am guilty of this. When I started my business 3 years ago, right, I was guilty of this. I felt like, oh my God, I'm on top of the world. I can do everything myself. No, you can't do everything yourself. You can't do everything yourself. You are going to have a faster and smoother journey if you find, or when you find a coach. When you get a coach that can direct you and lead you, and that can also support you when things get tough. Because you know what? They will. That's how life is. Life gets tough sometimes, and it will get tough. They're going to be challenging moments, and there are going to be moments where you just need that one person that has been there, that knows the path, and that can support you. And that's why getting a coach is so important, but especially someone that's been through that's been through the path, and that's getting the result that you want to get. It's so important. And number 5 here is they don't have a supportive community of group of people. I've talked about the importance of a mastermind, for a long time. I am the result of a mastermind. To be honest with you, in all full disclosure, I'm the result of a mastermind. Let me take a sip of lemon water right here. The mastermind, it's more than just people that you meet now and then. The mastermind, it's like, how will I say, it's like a protection. It's like, and if you have the right mastermind anyway that nurtures you and supports you, it's like a bubble that I think let me use this analogy. When you're growing a tiny flower or crop and you put them in the nursery, in a small place where they can get nurtured, and when they grow, when they're matured enough, then you put them in the bigger plantation or in an open space. But the mastermind, what I'm trying to say, is a place where you get nurtured, where you have this protection around you, where you get fed so that you can become stronger. And when you're strong, you can stand on your own. But honestly, I feel like everybody needs a mastermind at any point in their life, right? So having a group of people that supports you no matter what, and a group of people that raise the bar every single time, a group of people that that call you out on your shit, because we do have shit, right? And people that have the courage that can call you out. Look, no, you can't do this, right? This is not acceptable, right? And it's painful sometimes, but that's what we need sometimes. We do in a group of people that are like, look, you know what? I'm here with you. I'm supporting you. I'm praying for you, right? And a group of people that will be the first to listen to your new song, they'll be the first to listen to your new dance steps, people that will do life with you, and people that have positive influence in your life. This is so important, and this is my dream for Ask Alun Anything, that we together with you and myself, we can build a supportive community for everybody that is willing to join, right? And this message is much to myself as it is to you, right? Because I do also get discouraged and things always happen, right? And sometimes I also need to pick me up, and I know that I have a group of people that I can call and I'm like, look, I need to pick me up today. Just help me, tell me something, pick me up, right? And today I want to offer you that opportunity. If you ever need to pick me up, just DM me, right? And get your first session for free. And find the people around you. Find whether they're your parents, your family, your friends, your neighbors. Find people that you can call on when you really need help. Because we're not meant to do life by ourselves. And well, what a session this was, wasn't it? Ooh. Remember, leave me a comment. What do you think about this session? If this session was helpful to you in any way, leave me a comment below. Send me a DM. Let me know how this was helpful, how this has impacted you. And you know what? It is always a privilege and an honor to have these sessions with you. I'm so blessed. and so honored that you would stay here and listen to me this long. I'm grateful. I'm grateful, and I also would want to hear back from you. I'd like to hear your questions, your comments, your own experience. Share with me your experience. How have you come this far? Share with me. And I love to give away stuff. I'm a giver and I love to give away stuff. And if you feel like you need materials to get capabilities in your business, check out askalunanything.com. I have free ebooks, free things that give you a head start, free courses as well that you give you a head start in the area you would like to develop, especially if it comes to building and growing a business. And many of the skills that we share when we're talking about building a business, these are the same skills that you might need in any other aspect of your life. You might just have to adapt them and know how to apply them to that aspect of your life. Wow. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is yet another great opportunity to be here, and thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you got great nuggets, and I am looking forward to connecting with you again next week. And until then, live with purpose. Bye everybody. Take care.